Man's Search for Meaning, How to Stay Human in Hell. Everyone breaks differently. For some, it's the moment they realize no one is coming. For others, it's a slow erosion, a quiet loss of belief in the point of getting out of bed. You don't need a concentration camp to feel imprisoned. A meaningless job, an empty relationship, a futureless routine, they can all become cages. And once you no longer see a reason to suffer through your life, you don't resist the decay. You just dissolve. But what if pain wasn't always the enemy? What if the very thing you're running from is the key to making sense of it all? Viktor E. Frankl was a neurologist and psychiatrist, but more importantly, he was a survivor of Auschwitz. This book is not a philosophical theory. It is a report from the edge of death. In the worst conditions ever created by human beings, Frankl found something most people never find in safety: a reason. A reason to endure, a reason to keep walking when your bones are breaking. A reason to live even when everything you love has been taken. This is not a story about the past. It's a guide for anyone who's ever wondered if their life still has meaning when it feels like everything is lost. What still makes us human, even when the world forgets we are? The salvation of man is through love, and in love, Frankl writes, from behind barbed wire after watching almost his entire family murdered. Most people think suffering kills meaning. That trauma ruins identity. That purpose is something soft people talk about in safe rooms with warm coffee. But Frankl discovered something else entirely. The most dangerous thing is not pain, it's purposelessness. The human soul can endure almost anything, but it cannot survive the belief that nothing matters. So when people ask, what's the meaning of life, they're asking the wrong question. Frankl says it's not our job to ask life what it means. Life is asking us. In every hour, we're being questioned by the moment, by loss, by love, by duty, by hardship. The only answer is to respond, to become someone worthy of that moment. You are not broken. You are distracted from the one thing that matters. Most people assume happiness comes from pleasure, or power, or freedom from suffering. But when those things disappear, and they always do, people feel lost, bored, anxious, or numb. Frankl calls this the existential vacuum. It's the modern disease of feeling empty even when you're comfortable. And when people can't find meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure. They numb themselves with work, they manipulate others for power, and if that doesn't work, they get sick. Not just physically, but spiritually. Logotherapy, Frankl's method, is simple. Help people find meaning, and they will become strong enough to carry almost any pain. His patients often healed not by fixing their past, but by realizing they had a future. You don't need to be pain-free to be free. You just need a reason to suffer well. Responsibility is the foundation of freedom. We want freedom, but most people use freedom to run, not to choose. Frankl believed the greatest gift humans possess is not willpower or logic or genius. It's the ability to choose our response. No one could stop the Nazis from beating him. No one could bring back his murdered wife. But no one could stop him from choosing how he would suffer. He called this the last of the human freedoms, the ability to choose your attitude in any given set of circumstances. And from that freedom comes something even higher: responsibility. You do not get to choose your conditions, but you do get to decide what kind of person those conditions turn you into. Most people spend their life avoiding responsibility, avoiding weight, avoiding being depended on. Frankl offers a different path: to live as if you have been entrusted with a mission, a soul-deep duty, not to survive, but to respond. Meaning comes from doing, loving, and suffering bravely. Frankl offers 3 paths to meaning. 1, through creative work, to give life to something that didn't exist before: a book, a business, a piece of music, a garden, an idea that serves others. When you make something meaningful, you become meaningful. 2, through love. Not romance, but reverence. To see another person deeply, to see what they could become. To love someone so fully that your existence becomes a mirror of their potential. Love is the ultimate act of self-transcendence. It pulls you out of your small ego and reminds you what is sacred. 3, through unavoidable suffering. When you lose the ability to work or to love, meaning does disappear. It simply transforms. There is still nobility in how you suffer. There is still courage in how you carry the pain. There is still dignity in not becoming bitter. in turning your agony into an offering. No one can replace you. No one can suffer in your place. The meaning of your life is as unique as your fingerprint, but the path to finding it is always the same. Stop chasing happiness. Start embracing purpose. If you want to change a person, help them see why they matter. Frankl's therapy was radical not because it changed people, but because it saw them. A suicidal man would come to him, hopeless, convinced his life no longer had value, and Frankl would ask, "What still waits for you?" Sometimes it was a daughter, sometimes it was a book only they could write, sometimes it was nothing more than the chance to suffer with dignity, to inspire others by how they died. But even that was enough. You don't cure despair by numbing it. You cure it by seeing the person beneath the despair. The part of them that still wants to matter, that still wants to give something, that still longs to be needed. The opposite of despair is not happiness, it's usefulness. You are being watched by who you could have been. Frankl leaves us with one haunting idea. Imagine you're living your life for the second time, and you already made all the mistakes you're about to make. Every compromise, every betrayal, every wasted hour, every cowardly excuse. Every time you broke your own soul and blamed the world. Now imagine you get to live it again. Right now. Differently. This is the foundation of his moral philosophy. You are responsible for becoming someone your future self can respect, and someone your past self would not be ashamed of. You are not free from pain, but you are free to respond to it. How I would use this book personally. After reading this book, I no longer see pain the same way. I used to think suffering was a detour from life. Now I see it as part of the path, sometimes even the path itself. When something hurts now, I ask myself, is there something or someone worth enduring this for? If the answer is yes, I stay. I walk forward. And when I feel lost, I remember I'm not supposed to chase meaning like it's an object. I'm supposed to respond to it like it's a question. This book didn't make life easier. It made it heavier and more sacred. Check the link in the description to get your copy of Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl. This was Hang On Before You Go, Ideas That Change Lives, all for free. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell. Don't miss a single drop of insight, knowledge, and clarity. The whole book, the best bits, in just minutes.